Blackwater is privately contracted. Blackwater is, in essence, rent-a-cop. Blackwater is, if you go back, you know the history about this. The founder is this born-again Christian evangelical type who his connections to Washington are so incredible. They have their own army. They're going to have their own Air Force, their own intelligence division. They're going to be mini armies. And what happens if a government were to send them in? Forget the United States. Forget our, armed forces involved in an invasion or an occupation. What if we sent in a private company? Wackenhut or Honeywell Security, Blackwater. Think about this. Well, the good news is no American soldiers will die. These people signed up, assumed the risk, privately contracted. But when they act out of sort, when they do something, when they go rogue, to use the Sarah Palin term, who's accountable? Does the Constitution apply? It does. If they were to interrogate somebody in violation of the Geneva Conventions, do they assume those restrictions that a soldier would have? All of these don't know. We don't know. It's brand new. It's a case, as we say in law, of first impression. There's also something which is fascinating to me. Where is the jurisdiction for this? If Blackwater was involved in something that was awful or terrible, shouldn't the case be heard in Iraq? That's where it occurred. Or do we hold him here? And under what theory do we prosecute them? In the case at hand, there was apparently one of them flipped, one of the Blackwater contractors, and said that they were shooting at innocent people who were doing nothing and throwing a grenade into a car. Just awful, terrible, terrible things they were involved in. And what's so interesting about this is we have to look at where the future of our country is going in terms of contracting other people. There is a move by a lot of folks to privatize everything. Jails. I thought it was a good idea when I first heard about it. Jails and police forces and that sort of thing. When you privatize something, when you say, all right, go ahead, by whose rules do they play? Who has jurisdiction? Can you imagine also one day a company, let's say Microsoft, wanting to go into a country and they contract with Blackwater to overtake, let's say, Evo Morales in Bolivia? What laws prevent them from doing it? How do we know what to do or for whom to charge? Charge people with what? It was the United States military. Also, there's no constitutional protections. There's nothing that these people would have to worry about because they'd be contracted out. And our government would say, well, listen, aren't you happy? No American soldiers risk their life. It's a very frightening proposition. A case indeed of first impression. Lionel.